Hey, what's up? So today I want to talk about the half diminished chord. I think it's a really beautiful, amazing chord. It sounds like this. The reason it's so beautiful, it just has this sad, somber quality to it, and it can go to surprising places. The half diminished chord is a simple concept but a very powerful tool for creating. In the next couple of weeks I'll be covering similar topics. If you like this video and it's helpful for you, please subscribe, please hit the like button, and maybe also turn the bell notifications on. Thank you. Now, because it has that kind of sadness within the chord, it's a very strong tool for writing music, composing, soloing, creating, right? Because I mean, eventually music is all about expressing emotions and feelings, right? So if we can dive in and find some sounds that can, express what we're feeling, so we're doing the right thing. So first, what I'm going to do is convince you that it's a really important chord and important sound to check out. Then I'll show you all the inversions on guitar, so you can choose to play it in one place and that's it, and that's totally fine. But I'm going to show you all the options from the 6th string, 5th string, and 4th string. For more advanced musicians here, I'm going to show what scales work really well with that. I'll play this progression twice. So D minor 7, G7, C major 7. And I'm going to compare that with D half diminished, so you feel that feeling, right, when you have that sound, so sad and beautiful. This is the theory behind a half diminished chord. I'll do it over C just because it's a little bit easier for most people. So C major, I'm turning that into C major 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, and then flatting the 7, so C7. Then I'll turn this into minor, and then I'm flatting the 5. Whoop. So the reason I'm stretching like that is because I just wanted you to hear the 1, 3, 5, 7. Of course, on guitar we're not doing these ridiculous voicing. It's just like I'm kind of playing it as if I'm playing a piano. I want you to hear it and theoretically understand how I'm doing that. So the voicing on guitar would be just oftentimes this, and we'll go over all the inversions. So within the key of C minor, D half diminished is a 2nd degree. But I can also use D half diminished in a major context. So I can just play D half diminished, G7, go to C major 7, which sounds like a big surprise. And I'm basically borrowing that chord from a minor key and putting it in a major context. Now again, it's a sound. The more we get used to it, the more we understand it, the more we can do with it. Whether it's just like playing lines, for example. So what I'm trying to say is, like, we want to hear the tension and release over that D half diminished. And it can be in a jazz context, but it could also be completely not jazz. It could be just a melody, like. So it could be very simple or simple enough, and it could be more complex. This section of the video, I'm just going to show all the inversions of D half diminished. I'm going to play D half diminished from the 6th string, and I'm going to start in the lowest point possible. In this case, it's this one here. So this is 1st inversion, D half diminished. Then I'll go to 2nd inversion, then 3rd inversion, and then root position. D half diminished, 1st inversion, 2nd inversion, 3rd inversion, root position. Then from the 5th string we can start here, 3rd inversion, root position, 1st inversion, 2nd inversion. Then from the 4th string we can start here, so this is 1st inversion, 2nd inversion, 3rd inversion, position. One more time. Now I'll play the same thing, but I'll keep the inversions in mind. So I'll do first inversion and second inversion. Then I can skip a string or continue. So then third inversion, root position, first inversion, second inversion, third, root, and back. Now you can change the strings whatever you want, right? So I can start with first inversion, second inversion, and then third inversion can be in the fifth string or continue onward. So what I would do would be take a chord like D half diminished and just run the inversion up and down and then do it in time. It's very important to practice these in time. Once you practice it in time a little bit, you'll start hearing it and seeing it. I would make sure that you theoretically think about what's going on. So if we're playing D half diminished, so you're aware that this is D, this is A flat, this is C, and this is F, and what's the relationship, right? Kind of like sing the root maybe to hear the inversions. And also you can practice these things on piano just to kind of like straighten the ear. I used to practice a lot of these elements on keyboard just to hear the inversions and kind of play them, and sometimes I would record it for me and kind of like basically write it down. So I would record like 100 different chords and then I'll write the values, the qualities of these chords. When we have a chord like D half diminished, we can play 3 main scales on that chord, but also we need to remember that all the notes are possible. It's all about tension and release. But I'll first of all talk about the 3 main scales. So here we go. When we have a D half diminished chord, there are 3 main scales that I would play on top of that. So first, D half is the 7th degree of E flat. So I can always take the Locrian, which is basically E flat in that sense. I'm just playing an E flat major, but I'm not thinking about it as E flat major. I'm really thinking about the D half Locrian. And then I can also play a F melodic minor, it would sound like that. And would give us that 9. That's very, very beautiful. The third option is the diminished. So when I'm playing in a jazz context, I can kind of withdraw colors from all these scales. For example, so I'm going to play a 2-5-1 in the key of C minor, and I'll play the first example, the E flat, the D Locrian. The second example will be F melodic minor, and the third example will be the diminished. Here we go. Melodic minor. Diminished. So again, what I would do is I would try to listen deeply to each one of these colors with each one of these kind of scales and make sure I can play it in a few positions, make sure it's clear to me, and then I would start messing around. You know, I would just loop a 2-5-1 and try to hear the sounds. You can try and explore even more because it's all about tension and release. For example, and I can also try and explore even more after I get these scales down, because it's all about tension and release. For example, right, so even though I had the C minor 6, I was playing the E natural to the E flat. Again, just kind of like, you know, trying to sharpen that tension a little bit so the release feels better. So I'm right now in Boston for a second. We drove all the way to LA, and LA was shut down because of COVID, which was kind of sad. And then we drove back to the East Coast, and we're in Boston for a day or so, and heading back to New York the weekend. So it's been a lot. That's why I'm keep changing my location. So thanks again for watching and taking the time. I hope this is all interesting stuff, and please leave a comment and tell me what you want me to talk about, because I'm trying to do as much as I can and help as much as possible. All right, peace.